this world, casual sex is just a fact of life. I mean, it happens all the time. And since it's a fact of life, I think that we have to be aware of that and take precautions like using condoms and being careful when you have sex, using birth control methods, and not treating people that are infected with AIDS and the HIV virus as outsiders or as people that have done something wrong. Because, I mean, it's just something that happened. It's not like a punishment from God, or it's not anything that they got because they were bad people. It's just, it's a disease that infects people, and we have to treat them with care and concern.
One of my major concerns is this El Nino thing. I'm really thinking that, I mean, just one guy's opinion, but all I can foresee is another coming of the Ice Age. Could be the apocalypse, could be the seventh sign. The rivers can start flowing blood any time now. I foresee the locusts coming, but that's just pretty much one guy's opinion. What do you guys think?
Every woman needs a man like you, Earl.
I don't know.
Same burger, same bun, same fries.
Well, first of all, there's plenty of things that concern me about the world, namely hunger and war and America and the attitude of American people, about how they Americans believe that they're the only people in the world that matter, and the way they materialism. And a big part of my concern is the way religion plays a part in wars, and how religion causes so many wars. And
I think there's a lot of closed-minded people out there, and I think people should be a lot more open-minded about stuff. Politics, education, music, whatever. You got to look at alternative perspectives, points of view, whatever. I just want people to be more open-minded and have a good time with it.
Hello and welcome to Visions of Sound. This is your show, Twin Cities. This is your forum, because tonight your thoughts and ideas will be played out on the video screen, backed up with the latest free-thinking, alternative, and progressive videos that match and complement your thoughts and ideas. I'm Brian Turner from the Rock of the 90s, KJ 104. New videos coming your way tonight from James, They Might Be Giants, vintage video from Depeche Mode, and the latest from the Manic Street Preachers, too. Now, just to prove that this is your show, Twin Cities, next week, the August 15th edition of Visions of Sound will be an all-request edition of Visions. All week long, we'll be taking your calls free of charge, 24 hours a day on the Visions of Sound viewer response line. That's 924-9999. Then at the end of the week, we'll tabulate by computer the top 5 videos and bring them to you next week on the show. For tonight, enjoy Visions of Sound.
I guess I'd change I'd change people. I mean, people are what fucking world. It's like the world's okay, people are corrupt, people are evil, and I'd change people's state of mind. I'd evolve the human race by another 100,000 years.
Is there something on your mind? Something you want to say? Perhaps there's even a music video you're aching to see. Well, now you have the chance to speak your mind. The Visions of Sound viewer response line. Call 924-9999 to express your thoughts, articulate your ideas, and verbalize your opinions. Call 924-9999, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Visions of Sound viewer response line. 924-9999.
Unnecessary because women already like men and men like women. So in the workplace, it's totally unnecessary because you're there to do a job. And on the streets, if you just talk politely to women and they talk politely to you, then you have everything going for you. You don't have to mess around.
Try not to hate as much. Just accept people how they are and try not to change everybody. Because if you do, then try to make people like yourself, then you're just, I don't know, everybody should be equal. And I don't know, you shouldn't try to change people's, I mean, you should try to change people's views, but I don't know, I just think people hate each other too much.
The colored people of this nation are taking over the white people of this nation. One day, you will wake up in an America which is more black, more Spanish, and more Asian than white. This may or may not change how we act, what we think, or the way we talk. A lot of white people are afraid of what will happen to them in a non-white America. Are you afraid? Are you lying?
What I think is, first of all, the media kind of hyped up the Rodney King Act. I think really what is really involved is that the fact that the policeman did actually beat this guy and he was actually wrong. And what I feel about it is that the media should have actually focused on the more points that could make the situation more peaceful than to have it stir up in the large riots in LA.
Politics itself is going downhill.
People don't understand that the Electoral College picks the president and the people don't. The Electoral College is supposed to pick the president for what the people tell them to do, but that is not what's happening.
Visions of Sound. Every week following Saturday Night Live. Only on KARE 11.
People say Ember's steak and eggs.
Welcome to Visions of Sound, the Twin Cities' very own alternative music video program. I'm Brian Turner from the Rock of the 90s, KJ 104. Thanks for joining in on this special 4th of July edition of Visions of Sound, too. Got a lot of Minnesota music to play for you tonight. We'll feature the Magnolias, Bob Mould, the Replacements, and Chris Mars, too, from his new one, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, Popular Creeps, coming your way. Visions of Sound is yours, Twin Cities. Sit back and enjoy.
So like we write about what we want to write about, and we act the way we are, and we don't pretend. And it's like people won't accept that because they're used to a package kind of thing where you have to put on to be accepted. You know, you have to look good on TV, you have to act like you're into it. And sometimes we're not into it, and we don't pretend that we are, you know? Some people see us as like entertaining and stuff like that, and I guess we do put on a show, but we basically do this for ourselves. And a lot of people understand that, and they can follow that. We've been pretty patient so far. We've been around 8 years, and it's like we're not going to be an overnight sensation. I mean, it's too late for that.
To be completely honest, 11 years is a long time to spend anywhere. I'm surprised I lasted this long here. You know, there was really no reason to stay. You know, nothing personal. I love Minneapolis and highly recommend anybody's looking for a place to live. This would be a great place, but somewhere down the line, I think it lost its charm for me. You know, I wasn't getting a lot of inspiration from it anymore. You know, I moved up north, and that worked for a while, and I guess I wanted to go somewhere where I wasn't known, wasn't, you know, remembered for what I did, but somebody that was being watched for what they were doing. You know, and that's a good place to do that, you know.
Is there something on your mind? Something you want to say? Perhaps there's even a music.
I love Minneapolis. It's so fun. It's a great place to be. The whole atmosphere. It's a nice city. It's a clean city. I mean, what I've seen, I've ridden the bus, and it seems really clean. And I mean, there are a few strange people, but it's really a nice city to be in.
I think it's pretty good. There's a lot of different styles of music around. You can see pretty much anything on any given night, anything from rap to speed metal to folk rock, you know. I think that's kind of neat, you know. The clubs are taking a little bit of a risk and getting the different, you know, alternative stuff that's not really such, what you'd say, a safe crowd or, you know, I don't know. I think it's pretty good, though, definitely.
Thanks for joining in for this special 4th of July edition of Visions of Sound. Got a request or something on your mind? Use the Visions of Sound viewer response line. That's 924-9999. I'm Brian Turner for Modern Rock KJ 104. Next week on the show, new XTC. That and more for you on Visions of Sound.
Savings on Dakota 2, plus get 5...